Good morning, YouTube. It's me again, coming to you from the early hours of the Wilsons household. In the kitchen here, getting my toddler's breakfast ready before she wakes up in the morning. She's usually up around 7 o'clock in the morning. My 10-month-old, however, does not sleep in that late. She's up at like 5:30 if we're lucky. This morning, however, she decided 4 a.m. was the time to get up to practice standing up in her crib. Like I look over and she's just like pulling herself up and like, wide awake at 4 o'clock. I'm like, listen, we can't do this, We gotta do this during the day, okay? You gotta go back to sleep. All right. I don't know if anyone else like completely just underestimated the fact that like baby sleep is absolutely insane, but I totally did not understand that until having two little ones. Like, I just never understood it. Like, their baby sleep is just, oh man, super crazy. Anybody who says they sleep like a baby, let me tell you, I would never want to sleep like a baby because they don't sleep. Anyways, I bought this giant watermelon here, and I decided to chunk it up. I ended up cutting it in half, and then, like, once I chunked up half of it, I was like, well, there's no way we're going to eat two halves of this watermelon because it just made so much, and I didn't have any other containers to put in, the rest of it. So I was like, well, let me see if I can give away the other half of the watermelon. So I ended up texting one of my neighbors and be like, hey, I'm going to put this watermelon out front if you want to swing by and grab it, because I knew she'd want it. So I did, and I wrapped it in tinfoil, so it just looked looked like really ridiculous. And like, I go out front a couple hours after I put it out there, and there's like a container of plastic wrap sitting on the front porch. She's like, I figured maybe you needed this if you didn't have any already. I'm like, well, thanks. I did not have any plastic wrap, so now I got that. That works out for me, right? Anyways, this watermelon here was not the best, and we have a lot of it to get through, so hopefully it doesn't go to waste. But I don't know, I like my watermelon like juicy and kind of crunchy and stuff like that, and this one was like a little soggy and I don't know, just a little on the dry side and not as sweet. But I don't know, maybe I didn't pick the best one, but I'll try again next time, and we'll still get through it hopefully. But this video today, I wanted to go through the morning routine I have with my 2-year-old, as far as getting her ready for the day, and then show our dinner. Our dinner took 30 minutes, super quick and easy, only a handful of ingredients. I think that anybody, can put together. I'm not a chef, and I figured it out, and it's very, very, it's not very time consuming, I was going to say. Easy, throw it in the oven, throw it in the air fryer, and it'll be done. So I'll show you that in a couple minutes here. But first I wanted to go through the morning routine that I have with our 2-year-old. Now, before I get started there, let me just say, my 2-year-old has like extremely curly hair. Like the curliest curly hair I've ever seen. And she obviously didn't get it from me because I have super straight hair and I don't know anything about hair products or anything like that. Like, I'm just kind of clueless when it comes to that. Like, I don't use any hair products at all. My hair just kind of does what it wants, and it's just super boring, and, it is what it is at this point, I'm not changing what I do to my hair, but, so I don't know too much when it comes to styling hair or whatever. So I've been trying out different hair products and things like that to kind of help tame her hair, because her hair gets, like, super wild, really frizzy in the Florida humidity, and, like, it's hard to keep it under control. Like, it really does have a mind of its own. So I was trying to find some products that were, not harmful and not loaded with a bunch of toxic chemicals and stuff like that. So we'll kind of go through the ones that I found, and I'll show you what kind of works for her, or what's been working for her the past week or so. But first, I'm putting together my breakfast. So after I take care of both girls and get them all situated, I usually forget to take care of myself. So like, I'm trying to make an effort to put something aside for myself so that I can eat. Because if I don't, I end up really irritable, and that's the last thing you want when you're taking care of two little ones, So here I am putting together a peanut butter sandwich. I use powdered peanut butter, just like 2 tablespoons of that. And then I mix it with organic almond milk, and it makes for a good peanut butter sandwich, If you're looking for a high protein, lower calorie peanut butter option, this is definitely the way to go. You just like mix it in until you have your own, desired consistency. And then, I put mine on 2 pieces of Ezekiel bread and kind of call it a day. Some days I'll put honey with it or banana with it or whatever. But, this day I just did peanut butter and it was totally fine. So I got that going for myself, a good way to start the day, a good source of fuel, I think. And then moving right along, I started to get my 2-year-old up and ready to go so that we could go to the park. And brushing her hair used to be like such an ordeal. So now I've got a pretty good routine with her and it works well. As you can see, this is what her hair looks like upon waking up. Super wild and crazy, just like her, honestly. It matches her personality pretty well. But here's the stuff that I use to detangle it. It's called Kids Ganic, I believe. And I pretty much just like spray it all over her hair. Get her hair as close to soaking wet as I can because I cannot brush it dry. Like the brush will not go through it. So I try to get it wet. And it kind of helps the tangles get out. And what I have her do is just, to keep her calm and patient, no tears or screaming or anything like that. I put on something for her to watch so that she's a little bit distracted because it does take a while to get all the tangles out of her hair. And I don't want to, torture her. So I pretty much just, spend this time to get all the tangles out, which takes a while. And look how beautiful she is. I just don't understand how this beautiful little girl came from me. Like, I don't get it, but I guess I'm really lucky. So once the tangles get out, I used to just like pull it up or kind of leave it like this, but then it would like get super frizzy and poofy throughout the day. So I started to use some mousse and some gel in it as well. So I also started to like part it because it used to just kind of fall wherever and it would get in her face and she'd like get really upset. So I've been starting to part it a little bit. Here's the stuff I've been using called So Cozy Kids. It's a mousse. So a couple of squirts in there and I kind of just get it throughout her hair. And she freaked out because something happened on the iPad there. Anyways, so get the mousse all through her hair. It kind of helps tame it down a little bit. It helps keeps her curls tighter too, so that works out really well. And then after the mousse is in there, I use this stuff called Tea for Tame. And not very much of it, honestly. It's just like a gel. And I just kind of work that in there as well. It helps with the flyaways. And it also helps to keep it tight because, like I said, the humidity gets to it and it's just like poof. So, and we go outside every single day. So this helps, battle the weather that we're in and it helps keep it out of her face too. So far I'm a big fan of this routine. We'll see if it sticks. But yeah, this is my routine with my beautiful little 2-year-old. And she's just like watching it back. I just like can't believe that's my kid. I don't know if anyone can relate, but look how beautiful her hair is. Isn't it just like those curls are just amazing. She's so pretty. Then we went for a walk, and this is the bunny we found. This bunny was like super weird. Usually when you come up on a bunny, they just kind of like jet out of the way really quick once they see you. But this one was just like chilling, eating his breakfast, like didn't even care that we were here. So I was like, should I like, go around or like is he gonna move? And this is the hair. Once it hit the humidity, it didn't do too bad. See, it still stayed relatively tight. So it worked out. All right, so here's the dinner I was talking about earlier. You've got organic broccoli, some organic zucchini and an onion, and then this Noble Made citrus herb marinade, some organic skinless, boneless chicken thighs, and then this tahine, I believe it's called, seasoning. So everything that you see here that I put together took 30 minutes from the time I started to make it to the time it was on the table. So super simple. I think anyone can do it. I mean, if I could do it, you could do it. Trust me, I'm not a chef. So I just washed the zucchini. I cut it up right here. My baby started playing with the camera stand. So I had to run away and like take it out of her hands. Because last time she played with the stand, she actually like my phone fell over and it broke my phone. So I don't want to break this phone. So anyways, cut up the zucchini and I threw it in this mixing bowl here. Basically, of course, cut it to the size that you want. I did little chunks. And once I cut up the zucchini, I cut up some onion as well, threw it in there with it, threw in a bag of broccoli, and then I just took that Noble Made seasoning and put a little bit on top and kind of gave it a really good mix. Meanwhile, I preheat the oven at 350 and mixed everything up, and then I sprayed down this baking sheet that you see here with some avocado oil. so that, the veggies wouldn't like stick to it or whatever. And threw it in that oven. And then while the veggies were in the oven, I went ahead and seasoned the chicken and threw them at the air fryer at the same time. So by the time the veggies were done, the chicken was done at the same time, and like it worked out beautifully. It really did. And like I said, it didn't take hardly any time at all to prepare and to cook. So in my opinion, that's a win. And I usually have Skylar over on the side here, as you see. She's on a stool there. She usually watches me cook. Sometimes she'll help, and by help I mean just like, feed me crackers on the side. But yeah, she likes to be involved in pretty much everything I do. She's a mama's girl, so she is everywhere I go, and I'm not gonna lie, I do love it. And of course, my baby's a little bit out of view, but she's also there watching too. So here I am putting the veggies on the pan here, or the sheet, whatever you want to call it. Get them all nice and even, and then I think I hit it with a little bit of salt at the end there. So that was pretty much it. Honestly, that was the most preparing of the whole, meal right there, was just cutting up that zucchini and that onion, which didn't take any time at all. And then you got to get the 2-year-old out of the way of the oven, So once I threw those veggies in there, like I said, I went ahead and grabbed the chicken. I always put it on like paper plates, and I threw on the seasoning, which I just started using, and I really like it. I seasoned both sides, kind of patted it in there really well. I took that avocado oil and sprayed the bottom of the air fryer really well so that, it wouldn't stick to the air fryer as well. But once I coated both sides, I, threw the chicken thighs in the air fryer, and I think I did it for 375 degrees for 20 minutes, and halfway through, I just flipped them over. And I like mine really crispy, of course. I think you can use less time if you don't like your chicken super crispy, but I like mine almost burnt. So, and luckily, chicken thighs are kind of forgiving, like they're kind of hard to overcook, so. See, here we go. So you just hit air fry, 375, 20 minutes, boom. It doesn't get much more simple than that. And then 20, 30 minutes later, here's what the veggies are looking like. They turned out really good. I let them cool down for a minute before I scraped them off of that pan there. And then this is what the chicken ended up looking like. Like I said, super crispy and still juicy too. And this is what everything kind of looked like together. It turned out really good. No complaints from either of the kids, so that is a win in my book. Here's everything all plated up, looking delicious. And as you can see here, the baby, she never complains. I could give her anything. The 2-year-old, I mean, she'll eat it. She'll take ketchup and lick it. But yeah, overall win. And that was pretty much the day. So thanks for watching, and like and subscribe and share. Okay, bye.